Hello, thanks for joining me for another beer review. Today we've got a beer from Left-Handed Giant out of Bristol in England, and this is their Cosmic Starry Dimension, which is a chocolate, pecan and Tonka Stout coming in at 7% ABV. So yeah, out of Bristol down in the southwest of the UK. Basically this beer consists of barley, oats, wheat and lactose. Unsuitable for vegans, so you're SOL there if you're a vegan. So yeah, I haven't had a Left-Handed Giant beer for a while. And I don't think I've had too many stouts. I might have had one or two stouts, I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So cacao nibs, pecan, tonka beans and lactose in this one I've just said. 7% ABV. This was canned on the 3rd of February of 2021, best before the 3rd of August of 2021. Purchased at the Little Swift in Margate, just prior to lockdown restrictions lifting, or the first batch anyway, on the 12th of April. So let's crack this one open then and see what kind of flavours we get out of this. Or aromas. Let's just do an aroma check on the can, because it's all the Tonka. All the Tonka, that's for sure. So yeah, I've got one or two more beers. I've got a friend who's got a couple of beers he purchased for me. Hopefully he's still got them. I want to review at some point. But yeah, we'll leave it like that for now, just so I can get a bit of an aroma. So beer in the glass. Yeah, it's pretty much jet black. There's no hues at all around the bottom of the glass or around the top of the glass into the light. It's didn't really pour a massive head, maybe a half a finger maximum of a kind of a, I don't know, just off white, if you like. Give it a swirl and a sniff. Yeah, I mean the Tonka beans are so potent. I know that Tonka beans aren't available in the US, so this beer, although they wouldn't anyway, if they were exporting to the US, this would never get there. So you're getting lots of kind of roasted malt. You are getting that kind of pecan element, but for me it's dominated by the Tonka beans for sure. More of a kind of a slightly a baker's chocolate, but I wouldn't say dark baker's chocolate, just more of a baker's chocolate, cocoa powder. I wouldn't say boozy on the aroma. I mean, this beer is at room temperature. It's not a fridge beer. Roasty, toasty. Is there a coffee element there? Not too sure, but it's definitely more chocolate and Tonka beans. So let's get on the taste, see what we get. Churros. Kind of initially it was a kind of dry flavour. Dry flavour doesn't even make sense. Dry on the palate. And it goes into this kind of slightly kind of creamy they're getting the cacao nibs for sure, cocoa powder I'd more say, slightly drying. Then the Tonka beans just take over. It's not as predominant, I'd say, on the taste as it was on the aroma. The aroma is completely in your face Tonka beans. There is a slight sweetness to it. I don't know. It doesn't say vanilla anywhere, but then it does contain lactose, so that is more. But it's coming across more like a vanilla pod. I mean, it's very drinkable. It's not overly sweet with the lactose. But what I am getting is a beer that's not quite as sweet as I was expecting it to be. So some beers with lactose, I find that they can be a bit too much. Personally, I think lactose in beer, in stouts, milk stouts, that kind of thing, is where it kind of belongs. That's just my little humble opinion. I'm not a lover of like milkshake IPAs that have this lactose in pale beers. It's just not for me. I mean, some beers have got mango and lactose in. It's like I can't. It's just too much for this guy. But have at it if you like that kind of thing. We're all different, which is the great thing about craft beer. There's so much choice of beers out there. But for me, it works well in something like this. It's got a bit more ABV, a bit of poke, 7%. It's saying it's an Imperial Stout double stout, 7%. Yeah, it's just a stout for me. But we've all got our own opinions on where that borderline is, especially, you know, basically into other styles as well. You know, and breweries say things that, oh, it's an Imperial Porter at I don't know, 4.5%, like traditional English. 4.5%. Traditionally, yes, but not so much now. Let's pour the rest of that in just while it's there. It's actually pouring a really nice. I mean, it dissipates quite quickly. It just poured out a really nice kind of pale beige or khaki if you're in the States kind of head. Carbonation in this beer is kind of it's low key. It's there, but it's not in, you know, it's not making you burp or anything like that. Body wise of the beer, low medium. It's nothing crazy. Just a fairly steady, easygoing stout without being over sweet. It says store cold on the can, but I like my stouts at room temperature in a cold room with the window open during the kind of winter months, and obviously quite a cold spring, so all my stouts are still here. But when it gets really hot, silly hot, then I'll put them down in the fridge, take them out half hour or 3/4 of an hour before I come to drink the beer or review it. So is there anything else? Brewed and canned at Left-Handed Giant. They're out of Bristol, as I've said. I was expecting a little bit more information there, you know, with regards other little details of the beer, but it's not there. It doesn't matter. Store cold, recycle, all that kind of gumph, which we all do. Not much else really, and there's not much else on Untappd. Just says contains lactose, unsuitable vegans, chocolate, pecan and tonka bean. And that's it. 7% ABV. As the beer, I mean, it's not warming. It's not going to warm up. It is what it is. But that tonka bean, I mean, I've had it with a few white stouts before. We've had tonka bean in. And if you're blindfolded, it reminds me. It would remind. If I tasted that, I'd be like, oh, it's a white stout. But it's not overly roasty. The more I'm drinking it, the more my kind of palate's become acclimatised to the beer. It's not overly roasty or toasty. It's just a stout with tonka bean, which is predominantly the flavour. You definitely get a lot of chocolate. Pecan, the more I'm drinking it as well, it's kind of, that is starting to fade a little bit. It's nowhere near getting near the top of the pile when it comes to flavour notes. It just seems to be sinking a little bit. Either way, a very enjoyable beer. Very easy drinking, no hint of ABV. As I said, low medium body. But yeah, nice beer, but not overly sweet. I'm always worried we're having a beer with lactose in that's going to be overly sweet. I don't want it sickly sweet or anything like that. Some of the beers can be, certain Scandinavian breweries, for instance. I think you know where I'm going with that one. But this one's pitched just about right. A little bit drying, keeps you coming back. No hint at the ABV. I think if I was in a bar and had this, I'd be wanting no more than a third. It's kind of one of them deals, but I would try it again. So this is a Cosmic Starry Dimension. There we go. There's the other side of the can. So from Left Handed Giant Brewing out of Bristol here in England in the UK. Let me know if I've had this one before. I don't know. I can't remember if I've actually got a playlist for this brewery. I don't think I have, but I've not reviewed too many beers from them over the years. But it's really great to try them again. They turned up locally as well, so yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Cheers.